And now we are ready to multiply. Let's just do this multiplication problem. 9 times 4 is?
36.
Put down the 6, carry the 3. 3 times 4 is?
12.
Plus 3.
15.
Put down the 5, carry the 1. 5 times 4 is?
20.
Plus 1.
21.
Now we're going to change it just a little bit by putting in a decimal point. Suppose there were a decimal point right there. Now we're multiplying decimals. And the only thing you have to know is where to put the decimal point in the answer. Everything else is done the same way as if there weren't any decimal points. We look at this problem and we see that to the right of this decimal point, one place is filled with a number. And if there were a decimal point here at the end of this one, we see there aren't any places to the right of that are filled with decimal points. So if I ask you the question, how many places are there to the right of a decimal point that are filled, you would say to me, 1. So we start in our answer at the very end, and we go back one place, and we put our decimal point right there. Now read me this answer.
215 and 6/10.
Now we can look at our original problem and we see that it says 53 and something. Well, 53 is kind of like 50. And how much would 50 times 4 be?
200.
Just 200. And our answer is in the 200 range. It's 215 and something because this number is a little bit larger than 50. But I just did that to show you that our answer makes sense. If we didn't have the decimal point in the answer, our answer would be 2,000 something. And if we had our decimal point here, it would be 21 and something. Neither of those answers would make sense. And it's a good idea when you're doing multiplying decimals to just stand back and look at the problem when it's all finished and see if your answer makes sense, and that will help you to know if you really did put the decimal point in the right place. Now, let's change the problem just a little bit again. Let's put a decimal point here. And I ask you the same question. How many places are there in the problem that are to the right of decimal points?
2.
This one and this one, 2 places. So I start at the end, and I go back 2 places, and that's my answer. Please read the answer.
21 and 56 hundredths.
That's correct. Now we'll change the problem again. We'll put the decimal point here, and we'll change it and put the decimal point there. When you see a 0 in front of a number, Don't let that bother you when you multiply. All you multiply is 539 times 4. You do not make another row for the zeros. You just look at these real numbers that are there. When you're finished, then this 0 becomes important because it's a decimal place that's filled and you have to count. How many places are there to the right of decimal points now in this problem?
2, 4.
There's 2 over here, and there's 2 over here, and that makes 4. So we go back from the end, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we put the answer right there. Please read that answer for me.
2,156 10,000.
That's right. Well, here we go, making some more changes. We'll put a 0 here, and we'll put another 0 here. Our multiplying work is still the same, 539 times 4, and we get 2156. Now, how many places are there to the right of decimal points that are filled with numbers?
7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have to go back 7 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what do I put in these 3 places?
Zeros.
Well, shall we try to read that number? First, we better find out what the name of this last place is. Let's name each place as I point to it. This one is the tenths.
Hundreds. Thousands. 10,000s. 100,000s. Millions. 10 millions.
10 millions. Their voices got softer and softer as we got further out. 10 millions. And how many 10 millions is it?
2,156 million.
10 millions. 2,156 10 millions. Tenths, hundredths, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, 10 millionths. And a 10 millionth is a little, tiny piece. Let's do another. 6.8 times 0.24. Well, this time we are multiplying by a 2-digit number, and we'll have to have 2 rows. 8 times 4 is?
32.
Put down the 2, carry the 3. 6 times 4 is?
24.
Plus 3?
27.
27. And we can remember the 0 here. 8 times 2 is?
16.
Put down the 6, carry the 1. 6 times 2 is?
12.
Plus 1?
13.
13. And we have to add them up. 2 plus 0 is?
2.
7 plus 6?
13.
Put down the 3, carry the 1. 1 plus 2?
3.
Plus 3?
6.
And the 1. 1, 6, 3, 2. Now we have to put the decimal point in the answer. don't put any decimal points in your first row number, and don't put any decimal points in your second row number. We only need to put the decimal point in the final answer. How many places are there filled to the right of the decimal point in the problem?
3.
So we start at the end, we go back 1, 2, 3, and put the decimal point right there. Please read the answer for me.
1,632 thousandths.
Suppose we change it and we put the decimal point here and here. How many places are there filled to the right of the decimal points?
3.
1, 2, 3, and we get the same answer going back 1, 2, and 3. Now we'll change it again. We'll put 0, 0.0068, and we'll put a 0 here and a decimal point. How many places are there filled to the right of the decimal points?
7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fill these places with
Zeros.
And last time we had 7 places. We found out it was the 10 millionth place. So please read me this answer.
1,632 10 millionths.
Here's another one. Point 73 times 0.004. This time I'm presented with the problem in a different way, and I'm going to have to rewrite it. Do I rewrite it the same way I did with adding and subtracting and lining up the decimal points in a row?
No.
No, I don't. We didn't have them lined up in the other problems we did. We just take the numbers and write them. We'll have to include our 0 and our decimal point, but the multiplying that we do is just the 7, the 3, and the 4. 3 times 4 is
12.
12. Put down the 2, carry the 1. 7 times 4
28.
plus 1,
29.
29. How many places are there filled to the right of the decimal point?
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the decimal point. What do I put in these 2 places?
Zeros.
Zeros. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10 thousandths, 100 thousandths. So the answer is
292
100 thousandths. 100 thousandths. And we'll do just one more. Point 027 times 0.016. Please read me the first number.
27
thousandths. And read me the second number.
16,000.
16 thousandths. We will have to have 2 rows. 7 times 6,
42.
put down the 2, carry the 4. 2 times 6,
12.
plus 4,
16.
16. 7 times 1,
7.
2 times 1,
2.
and we add them. We can have the 0 here if you like. 2 plus 0,
2.
6 plus 7,
13.
carry the 1. 1 plus 1,
2.
plus 2.
4.
How many decimal places are there filled to the right of the decimal points?
6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The decimal point in the answer goes there, and we fill these places with
0.
zeros. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10 thousandths, 100 thousandths, millionths. The answer is
432
millionths. And that takes care of everything you'll need to know about multiplying decimals. Remember, you do not line up the numbers so that the decimal points are one below another. You just write the numbers in a normal way, multiply them in a normal way, and then you follow the rule when you have to put the decimal point in the answer. All you have to do is count how many decimal places to the right of the decimal point are filled in the original problem, and count backwards in your answer that number of places. And now we're ready to divide decimals. Let's begin just by doing this division problem. 5 into 165. 5 into 16 goes how many times?
3 times.
3. 3 times 5 is?
15.
Subtract and get.
1.
Bring down the
5.
5 into 15.
3.
3 times. 3 times 5 is?
15.
And it's done. It came out even. I'm going to put in some decimal points. We'll put in a decimal point right there. All we have to know is that the decimal point in our answer is just straight above the decimal point in the number that we have divided into. So we'll take this decimal point and bring it up here. What is our answer?
33 hundredths.
Now we'll change it again. Let's have the decimal point here. What should I do with a decimal point to put it in the right place in my answer?
Bring it up.
Bring it up. So we'll bring it straight up to here. Am I finished?
No.
What do I have to put in this empty place right here?
A 0.
A 0. It's very important that every place to the right of the decimal point is properly filled, and there's no blank holes. We must fill it with the 0. Now we're going to change it again. We have a decimal point here and a decimal point here. This is the first time that there's been a decimal point in the number we are dividing by, the number that is going into the other number. We are not allowed to keep it there. We have to move it away so it's gone. What we'll do is move it all the way to the right. If it's moved all the way to the right, we're just left with this number. What number is that?
5.
Just plain 5. It's as if it weren't there at all. So by moving it all the way to the right, we have made it go away. But we don't have the right to just go move decimal points anywhere we want to. Whatever we do with this decimal point, we have to do the same with the decimal point in the number we're dividing into. I move this one place to the right, so what do I do with this one?
Move it 1 place.
1 place to the right. Whatever I do with the one, I must do with the other, and then I'll bring it straight up. I no longer need this 0 in front of the decimal point, so I will erase it. What is the answer this time?
33 hundredths.
And again, we're going to make some changes. What do we have to do with this decimal point?
Move it 1 place to the right.
1 place to the right, to the end. Well, if we move the decimal point in this number, we have to move the decimal point in that number. But Uncle Dan, that number has no decimal point. Well, when there is no decimal point, where do we put one?
At the end.
At the end, on the right. 165 is still 165, even if there's a decimal point at the end. And we need to put it there because we have to have it there so we can move it. We moved this one 1 place to the right, so we also have to move this one 1 place to the right. What do we put in the empty space?
0.
That makes our problem a little longer. We'll extend this line. We could bring down the 0. 5 into 0 is?
0.
0 times 5.
0.
And it's finished. How about the decimal point in the answer? It would go straight up. Read the answer.
333.
330. And if we took the decimal point away, what would it be?
330.
So it's the very same either way. Let's make some more changes. What do I have to do with this decimal point?
Move it 2 places to the right.
All the way to the end, which is 2 places to the right. If I move this one 2 places to the right, I also have to move this one 2 places to the right and bring it up. And it's just like the one we did before. What's the answer?
330.
330. And we'll do one more problem with these same numbers. And we'll do it just like that. What do I do with this decimal point? It goes 2 places to the
Right.
so that it will be at the end. Well, I need a decimal point in this number. Where do I put it? We're going to start like that. Where's the decimal point?
At the end, on the right.
At the end on the right. The number is 165. This goes 2 places to the right, so this one must go 2 places to the right. What do I fill these places with?
Zeros.
And I extend my problem, and instead of bringing down the zeros, I can just see, since it came out evenly to this point, that another 0 here means a 0 there, and another 0 here means one up there, and so my answer will look like that. Please read the answer.
3,300.
Very good. 0.05 into 0.165. What do we have to do with this decimal point?
Put it after the 5 on the right.
After the 5, it has to go to the end, which in this case is 2 places to the right. If we move this one 2 places to the right, what do we have to do with this one?
Move it
Move it 2 places to the right.
And it goes right there, and then we bring it up into the answer. Please read the answer.
3 3/10.
And we're going to make some more changes. Suppose the problem was like that. Now we know this one has to go 2 places to the right. So what do we do with this one?
Move it 2 places to the right.
And then we have to add a 0 to fill the empty space. Is it finished?
No.
We have to put a 0 up here to fill the empty space because the decimal point in the answer is right there. Time again to make just a few more changes. Suppose the problem looked like that. We've moved this one over 2 places to the right. What do we have to do with the decimal point here? Where is it? It's at the end on the right. And what do we do with it?
Move it 2 places to the right.
And this time, how many zeros do we need to add?
2.
2 zeros. Is it finished?
No.
I have to put a 0 up here and a 0 up here to complete the answer. Please read the answer to this problem.
3,300.
That's correct. 3.785 divided by 0.25. We'll have to rewrite this in order to divide one number into the other. It says 3.785 divided by 0.25. That means 0.25 is divided into 0.37. 785. It's this number divided by this number. It's very important that when you see it presented to you like this, that you set it up in the right order and don't do it backwards. What shall I do with this decimal point?
Move it 2 places to the right.
And what should I do with this one?
Move it 2 places to the right.
So I've moved this all the way to the end, which was 2 places, and I've moved this all the way 2 places, which is not all the way to the end, but just 2 places, and I bring it up into the answer. You should do this and put your decimal point into the answer before you begin to divide. I'm just going to erase this now because it could be in our way. 25. Does 25 fit into 3?
No.
Does it fit into 37?
Yes.
How many times?
Once.
Once. And so 1 times 25 is?
25.
Subtract and we get?
2.
And 1. Bring down the 8. How many 25s do you think there are in 128?
5.
5 is correct. 25 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. Carry 2. 2 times 5 is 10. Plus 2 is 12. We have 5 up here and 125 here. 8 take away 8 take away 5.
3.
That's all. Bring down the 5. How many 25s in 35?
1.
1. 1 times 25 is?
25.
5 take away 5 is?
0.
3 take away 2 is?
1.
Well, it looks like we have a remainder, but we would not like to have a remainder, and so what we're going to do is add a 0, which we're allowed to do on this side of a decimal number, and bring it down. Now we have 25 into 100. How many 25s are there in 100?
4.
4. 4 times 25 is 100, and it has come out even. And we can keep adding zeros until our division comes out even, if it's one that ever will. And this one did. The answer is
15 and 14 hundredths.
very good. We'll do just one more. 5833 divided by 0.004. Which number do I put on the left when I divide? The 5833 or the 0.004?
The 0.004.
So it's 0.004 into 5833. And again, I'll erase this just so that I'll have a little more room. What do I do with this decimal point?
Move it 3 places to the right.
There it is, all the way to the end. Well, where should I put the decimal point in this number that doesn't have one?
At the end.
At the end on the right. And now that I've put it there, what am I going to do with it?
Take it up. Put it 3 spaces to the right.
I have to move it 3 spaces to the right before I can put it up. So this is where the decimal point will be in the answer. Now, when I divide, I'm just dividing by 4. These numbers are no longer there. The zeros are gone. 4 into 5 goes?
1,
1 times 4?
4,
5 take away 4?
1,
Bring down the 8. 4 into 18?
4,
Because 4 times 4 is?
18,
Subtract. 8 take away 6?
2,
And bring down the 3. 4 into 23?
5,
5, because 5 times 4 is?
20,
Subtract and we get?
3,
Bring down the other 3. 4 into 33? 8, because 8 times 4 is?
32,
32. 3 take away 2 is?
1,
Bring down the 0. If you begin to lose track of what you're bringing down, it's okay to make little lines like this to make sure that you don't bring a number down 2 times or forget to bring one down. 4 into 10?
2,
2 times. 2 times 4 is?
8,
Subtract, get?
2,
Bring down the 0. 4 into 20?
5,
5 times, because 5 times 4 is 20, and it has come out even. Is it finished?
no.
What have I forgotten to do?
Write the 0.
We have to put a 0 in this place because the decimal point comes after that place. Now we have to read this number. Well, working back this way, we could put a comma in here and a comma in there, and that might help us. What is this answer?
1,458,250.
Very good. And that's how to divide decimals. Remember, when you set up the division, to get them in the right order. This one means 5833 divided by the point 004. Remember to move the decimal point all the way to the right in the number you're dividing by, and to move the decimal point in the number you're going into as many places to the right, and bring it up in your answer before you start to divide. Now we know how to multiply and divide decimals. But when we're multiplying by 10 or 100 or 1,000, we have a very special trick which makes our job so easy. Watch this. First we have 5 times 10. 5 times 10 is what?
50.
50. And we learned some time ago that when multiplying by 10, all we do is take the original number and add a 0 to it. Now, if there were a decimal point in the number 5, where would it be?
On the right.
On the right, at the end on the right. And if there were a decimal point in the number 50, where would it be?
On the right.
On the right, at the end, on the right. Let's put a 0 here. And what has happened to this decimal point? Has it not moved in order to be in the same position as that? Yes, it has. We have moved it one place to the
Right.
When you multiply by 10, you move the decimal point one place to the right. How about 5.3 times 10? I'm multiplying by 10. I move this decimal point to the
Right.
how many places?
1.
One place. What will my answer be?
53.
53. I moved it so that it was all the way at the end after the 3, and I don't really need it there anymore because it's at the end of the number. 5.35 times 10. I'm multiplying by 10. I'm multiplying, so I move it to the
Right.
I'm going by 10, so I move it how many places?
1.
1. What is my answer? Read it to me.
53 and 5/10.
53 and 5/10. 5.356 times 100. I'm multiplying, so I move it to the
Right.
I'm multiplying by 100. So how many places do I go?
2.
2 places to the right. Please read me what the answer will be.
535 and 6/10.
Yes. Let's do a few more. $5.356 times 1,000. I'm multiplying, so the decimal point moves to the
Right.
I'm going by 1,000, so it goes how many places?
3.
3 places to the right. 1, 2, 3. In this case, it went all the way to the end. What is the answer?
5,356.
That's right. 5.35 times 1,000. I'm going to go to the
Right.
how many places when multiplying by 1,000?
3.
I have to go 1, 2, and 3. What do I put in this empty place?
0.
A 0. I have to fill the empty place. What is the answer?
5,350.
5,350. 0.0535 times 1,000 equals what? Read me this number.
535 10,000.
Yes. Now I'm going to go how many places to the right?
3.
1, 2, 3. Now read me my answer.
53 and 5/10.
And you will see that we no longer need this 0 that was at the front of our number, because our number now, our answer is 53.5. And that's all there is to multiplying decimal numbers by 10, 100, and 1,000. Now we're going to learn right away how to divide by 10, 100, and 1,000. $780 divided by 10 equals what? When we first learned how to multiply by 10, we learned that we could add a 0. It's also true that when we divide by 10, a number that is ending in 0, all we have to do is take off that 0. What is then the answer?
78.
Now let's see if that's really true. 780 divided by 10. How many tens in 78?
7.
7 times 10 is?
70.
Subtract and get?
8.
Bring down the?
0.
How many tens in 80?
8.
8 times 10?
80.
And we see it did come out to 78. So, if you have a number that ends in 0 and you want to divide it by 10, all you have to do is take off that 0. And that's the same trick that we use when we have a fraction such as 50/80ths, and we decide we're going to reduce it by dividing top and bottom by 10. You remember we did it just by chopping off the zeros. Now, let's consider the decimal points in this problem. Where is the decimal point in 780?
At the end.
At the end on the right. And where is the decimal point in 78?
At the end.
On the right. So, what happened to this decimal point to make it be in the position it is here? It has moved to the left. And it might be a good idea for us to put an arrow there just to remind ourselves that we went to the left and know that this was where it started and that's the direction we went. And it might be also a good idea when you multiply by moving decimal points that you also put an arrow there too, just so that you don't get confused. So, when we are multiplying, we move the decimal point to the right. But when we are dividing, we move the decimal point to the
Left.
And of course, if we're dividing by 10, how many places do we move it?
1.
One place. And we'll do some more. 784 divided by 10 equals what? Well, where is the decimal point in 784?
At the end.
At the end on the right. And if we're dividing by 10, dividing says move to the?
Left.
10 says how many places?
1.
So let's move it back, and I'll put the little arrow there to show myself that I was going that way. Please read me the answer.
78 4/10.
Very good. How about 78 4/10 divided by 10? We are dividing, so we move to the?
Left.
It's by 10, so it's how many places?
1.
One place to the left. Please read me the answer.
7 84/100ths.
That's right. 78.4 divided by 100. We are dividing, so we move to the left. We are dividing by 100. How many places to the left?
2.
2 places to the left brings it right there. Please read me the answer.
784 thousandths.
That's correct. 784 thousandths. $78 and 4/10 divided by 1,000 equals how much? We're dividing, so we move to the
Left.
By how many places do we move?
3.
1, 2, 3. And what do I put in the empty place?
0.
Please read to me the answer.
70.
First you read the number, then you read the place where the number ended.
784 10,000.
That's right. You do know your numbers. Yay! Point 784 divided by 100. I'm dividing, so I move to the
Left.
by 100, so I go how many places?
2.
1, 2. I have to fill those places with,
Zeros.
first I'll write it out. Point 0, 0, 7, 8, 4. Let's name the places. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000ths, 100,000ths. Now read the answer.
784
100,000ths. $78 divided by 100 equals what? Well, before I can move the decimal point, I have to have one to move. Where should I put the decimal point for the 78?
At the end on the right.
At the end, on the right. Now that it's there, I have to move it to the
Left.
how many places?
2.
2 places to the left because I am dividing by 100. And the answer is
78 hundredths.
very good. And here's the last one we are going to do. 78 divided by 1,000. Well, we know that we put the decimal point
At
the end on the right. How many places to the left will we move it to divide by 1,000?
3.
1, 2, 3. The answer is
78 thousandths.
78 thousandths. And that's how we multiply and divide decimal numbers by 10 or 100 or 1,000 just by moving the decimal points. Remember, when we multiply, we move it to the
Right.
and when we divide, we move it to the
Left.
Now it's time to learn a little bit more about changing fractions to decimals. When you see a fraction, you need to ask yourself these questions. The first question, is the bottom number 10, 100, or 1,000? Well, here's a fraction, 31 hundredths. Is the bottom number 10, 100, or 1,000?
Yes.
Yes, it is. How many decimal places do we need for this decimal?
2.
Because it is what? Read it for me.
31 hundredths.
31 hundredths. We know how to do that. 2 decimal places, the hundredths place. Now, here's another one. Let's ask ourselves that same question. Is the bottom number 10, 100, or 1,000?
No.
So we go to the second one. Can you make the bottom number 10, 100?
Yes.
Yes, we can. 1/2, we can make it 10. How many times does 2 go into 10?
5.
And 1 times 5 is
5.
5. And that will bring us back to our first question. Is the bottom number now 10, 100, or 1,000?
Yes.
So we can change that to a decimal. Please read it.
5 tenths.
Which is, of course, just 0.5. How about 3/5? Is the bottom number already 10, 100, or 1,000?
No.
Can we make it 10, 100?
Yes.
We can make it 10. 5 into 10 goes.
2.
Times 3 is.
6.
Read it.
6 tenths.
Which, of course, is 0.6. 6 tenths. One fourth. Is the bottom number 10, 100, or 1,000?
No.
Can we make it 10 or 100?
Yes.
Can we make it 10?
No.
We have to make it 100. 4 goes into 100 how many times?
25.
25. Now read the fraction.
25 hundredths.
And we know to write that like this, 25 hundredths. 7/20ths. Is the bottom number 10, 100, or 1,000?
No.
Can we make it 10 or 100?
Yes.
Can we make it 10?
No.
Can we make it 100?
Yes.
How many 20s are there in 100?
5.
There are 5. And 5 times 7 is?
35.
Read the fraction,
35 hundredths.
which is written as a decimal as .35. 6/12. Is the bottom number 10, 100, or 1,000?
No.
Can we make it 10 or 100?
No.
That is correct. 12 will not go evenly into 100. Well, let's look at our third question. When the answer to the first question and the second question are both no, then we ask the third question. Can you reduce it? Can we reduce this one?
Yes.
What will it reduce to? What should we hit it with?
3.
Some say 3, some say 6. Which is the best?
6.
Because it's the largest number that will go evenly into both. 6 into 6 is?
1.
6 into 12 is?
2.
And then we begin to ask ourselves those questions again. Is the bottom number now 10, 100, or 1,000?
No.
Can we make it 10 or 100?
Yes.
Yes, we can. Can we make it 10?
Yes.
2 into 10 goes,
5.
and 5 times 1 is?
5.
Now read that fraction,
5/10.
which we will write as a decimal, .5, and read 5/10. We reduced it down to 1/2, then we raised it up to 5/10, so we could make it into a decimal. (9/15). Please read the first question.
Is the bottom number 10, 100, or 1,000?
And what is the answer?
No.
Let's read the second question.
Can you make the bottom number 10 or 100?
And the answer is? No. Third question.
Can you
Reduce it.
Can we reduce it?
Yes.
Yes, we can. What number will go evenly into both 9 and 15?
3.
3. 3 into 9 is?
3.
3 into 15 is?
5.
Is the bottom number now 10, 100, or 1,000?
No.
Can we make it 10 or 100?
Yes.
Can we make it 10?
Yes.
5 into 10 is?
2.
Times 3 is?
6.
6/10 or .6. 9/12. Is the bottom number 10, 100, or 1,000?
No.
Can we make it 10 or 100?
No.
Can we reduce it?
Yes.
What shall we hit it with?
3.
3 into 9 is?
3.
3 into 12 is?
4.
Is the bottom number now 10, 100, or 1,000?
No.
Can we make it 10 or 100?
Yes.
Can we make it 10?
No.
Can we make it 100?
Yes.
4 into 100
25.
times 3.
75.
Read the fraction,
7,500.
which is written as a decimal, .75. 18/40. Is the bottom number 10, 100, or 1,000?
No.
Can we make it 10 or 100?
No.
Can we reduce it?
Yes.
What would you hit it with?
2.
2. 2 into 18 is?
9.
2 into 40?
20.
Yes, half of 40 is 20. Is the bottom number now 10, 100, or 1,000?
No.
Can we make it 10 or 100?
Yes.
We can make it 100. 20 into 100 goes how many times?
5.
Times 9?
45.
Read this fraction.
45 hundredths.
45 hundredths, 0.45. We reduced it down to 9/20ths. We raised it up to 45 hundredths so that we could make it into a decimal. One-eighth. Is the bottom number now 10, 100, or 1,000?
No.
Can we make it 10 or 100?
No.
Can we reduce it?
No.
No, no, no. Time for step 4. If the answers to the first 3 questions are no, then you have to divide the bottom into the top. We have to do this division, 8 into 1. And we'll put our decimal point at the end and put a 0 and put our decimal point in the answer. 8 into 10 goes how many times?
1.
1. 1 times 8 is?
8.
10 take away 8 is?
2.
Let's put on another 0 and bring it down. 8 into 20?
2.
2 times 8?
16.
We'll subtract and get.
4.
We'll have to add another 0 and bring it down. 8 into 40?
5.
5. And 5 times 8 is exactly 40. It has finally come out even, and we have our decimal. Read it.
125 thousandths.
You shouldn't do the work of this division unless the answer to the other 3 questions is no. Let's do another one. 6/16. Is the bottom number now 10, 100, or 1,000?
No.
Can we make it 10 or 100?
No.
Can we reduce it?
Yes.
Yes, we can. What number shall we hit it with?
2.
2 into 6 is?
3.
2 into 16 is?
8.
Is the bottom number now 10, 100, or 1,000?
No.
Can we make it 10 or 100?
No.
Can we reduce it?
No.
No, no, no. 3 no's. We have to divide 8 into 3. Put your decimal point in the answer before you begin to divide. 8 into 30.
3.
3 times 8.
24.
0 take away 4.
Can't do.
The 3 becomes a,
2.
so the 0 can be a.
10.
10 take away 4.
6.
Add a 0 and bring it down. 8 into 60.
7.
Because 7 times 8 is
56.
0, take away 6.
Can't do.
The 6 becomes a,
5.
the 0 becomes a,
10.
10 take away 6,
4.
add another 0 and bring it down. 8 into 40,
5.
and 5 times 8,
40.
it has come out even at the 1,000th place. Please read the answer.
375 thousandths.
It helped us quite a bit to reduce the 6/16 to 3/8. Otherwise, we would have had to divide 16 into 6. And we would have gotten the same answer, but it's much more difficult to divide by 16 than to divide by 8. Let's do another one. 1/3. Is the bottom number already 10, 100, or 1,000?
No.
Can we make it 10 or 100?
No.
Can we reduce it?
No.
We have to divide 3 into 1. We'll add 1 0, bring up our decimal point, and start. 3 into 10.
3.
3 times 3.
9.
10 take away 9 is?
1.
Bring down a 0. 3 into 10.
9.
3 times 3.
9.
10 take away 9 is?
1.
3 into 10.
3.
3 times 3.
9.
10 take away 9.
1.
Bring down a 0. 3 into 10.
3.
3 times 3.
9.
Subtract, get?
1.
Uncle Dan, how long do we have to do this? Do we have to do this until it comes out evenly? Uncle Dan, it's never going to come out even. It's just going to be 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3 forever. Yes, that's right. That's what we call a repeating decimal. What is the number that repeats?
3.
So here's how we show it. We write about this much, just enough to see that it's repeating. And then we say equals 0.3 repeating. We put a line or a bar over the 3 to tell us that the 3 repeats. And it goes 0.33333. So when you divide bottom into top, you divide either until it comes out evenly or until it repeats. And that has to do with step 5. Step 4 said divide bottom into top. But you must be aware, does it repeat? And if it repeats, then you just show yourself that it repeats. And you could tell it was going to repeat as soon as you saw that you started 3 into 10 and you were going to go 3 into 10 again. Let's do another one. 1/6. Does it already have 10, 100, or 1,000 on the bottom?
No.
Can we make it 10 or 100?
No.
Can we reduce it?
No.
No, no, no. We have to divide bottom into top. 6 into 1.0 0, and our decimal point in the answer before we begin. 6 into 10.
1,
1 times 6.
6,
10 take away 6.
4,
Bring down a 0. 6 into 40.
6,
6 times 6.
36,
40 take away 36.
4,
4. You can do it that way, or you can say the 4 becomes a 3 to make the 0 a 10, and 10 take away 6 is 4. Bring down a 0. Wait a minute. Here we did 6 into 40, and here we're doing 6 into 40 again. What will we get when we do 6 into 40 here?
6,
Another 6. So what number is going to repeat?
6,
Here's how we write the answer. 0.16 with the 6 repeating. The line is only over the 6 because it's only the 6 that is repeating. It's 0.16666666. Let's do another one. 10 twelfths. Is the bottom number 10, 100, or 1,000?
no,
Can you make it 10 or 100?
no,
Can you reduce it?
yes,
Yes, you can. What would you like to hit it with?
2,
2 into 10,
5,
2 into 12.
6,
Is the bottom number now 10, 100, or 1,000?
no,
Can you make it 10 or 100?
no,
Can you reduce it?
no,
We have to divide bottom into top. 6 into 50.
8,
8. 8 times 6.
48,
50, take away 48.
2,
Bring down the 0. 6 into 20.
2, 3,
3. 3 times 6.
18,
Subtract, get 2. Bring down the 0. Wait. We have 6 into 20, and we have another 6 into 20. Every time we do 6 into 20, what do we get?
3,
So the 3 is repeating. 0.83333. And remember, it made our work more easy by reducing the 10 twelfths to the 5 sixths before we began to divide. 1/11. Does it already have 10, 100, or 1,000 on the bottom?
no,
Can we make it 10 or 100?
no,
Can we reduce it?
no,
We must divide 11 into 1. 11 into 10. Can we do that?
no,
We'll have to do 100. 11 into 100.
9,
9 times. 9 times 11.
99,
100 take away 99 is?
1,
Bring down a 0. 11 into 10. Can we do that?
no,
We'll have to use another 100. Now 11 goes into 10 0 times, and you have to fill that space with the 0. How many times does 11 go into this 100?
9,
9. Here it is again. It looks like it's repeating. 100 take away 99 is?
1.
And another 0, and another, and another 9. Now we have to be careful. There's something I forgot to do. What should be in this place right here?
0.
A 0, and that's very important. Now we have to ask ourselves what's repeating. 0, 9, 0, 9, 0, 9, 0, 9. What numbers are repeating?
0, 9.
0, 9. The way to write the answer is 0, 9. If we had forgotten to put in this 0, you might have wanted to write that, 0.90, but that's not the right answer. Neither is this the right answer, because that would mean 090, 090, 090, and that's not what our answer is. It's 09, 09, 09. So you have to be careful. We have one more to do. 3/7. Is the bottom number 10, 100, or 1,000?
No.
Can you make it 10 or 100?
No.
Can you reduce it?
No.
We'll have to divide. 7 into 3.0. 7 into 30.
4.
4 times 7.
28.
30 take away 28.
2.
Bring down the 0. 7 into 20.
2.
2 times 7.
14.
20 take away 14.
6.
Bring down the 0. 7 into 60.
8.
8 times 7.
56.
60 take away 56.
4.
Bring down the 0. 7 into 40.
5.
5 times 7.
35.
40 take away 35.
5.
7 into 50.
7.
7 times 7.
49.
50 take away 49.
1.
Uncle Dan, there must be something wrong. Does this ever end? Well, let's find out. Bring down another 0. 7 into 10.
1.
1 times 7.
7.
Well, we can't write it here. Let's just bring it all up here. 10 take away 7.
3.
Bring down another 0. Uncle Dan, 7 into 30. 7 into 30. It happened again. That's it. What happens when we do 7 into 30? We get,
4.
and then we'll get,
2. 8. 5. 7. 1.
it all repeats. 4, 2, 8, 5, 7, 1. Uncle Dan, I thought that one was never going to end. But it did. Remember, when you are changing fractions into decimals, you have to ask yourself these 5 questions. Don't divide bottom into top unless you have to. unless the bottom number is not 10, 100, or 1,000, and you can't make it 10 or 100, and you can't reduce it. If that happens, then divide bottom into top, and be careful because it may repeat.
Golden Age Productions, Golden Age Productions, standing in the gap of your educational needs.